Star Trek Lower Decks Review, Season 3, Episode 1.
This one was very sticky.
Yeah.
It went a lot, like, when we had this sort of ending to Season 2, I thought it was going to be a lot less tidy, and it would take them a couple episodes to really sort this out, but it's like, no, they're going to do that automatically. They're just going to, it actually, like, because usually, the bureaucracy and the investigators just don't understand. That wasn't what happened. They're being lied to. It's like, no, they figured it out pretty quickly that no, that was a forgery. No, they were completely, she's completely in the clear. Like, yeah, we know.
Mariner, we told you that it's to just trust the system.
Yeah. And in retrospect, it was a Packlet plot. It's probably not going to be that complicated.
Well, I gotta admit, though, that was as far as Packler standards go, you know how they're not exactly that intelligent. I'm kind of surprised they came up with something like that.
True.
Yeah, it was a little better than, but what if they have a somebody else on their planet, that, they're allied with somebody who's helping them do their thinking.
Maybe it's one of those super smart robots. And I would be disappointed if it wasn't once again voiced by Jeffrey Combs.
And if you say it was this, and if you say it's the same guy, like it's still voiced by Jeffrey Combs, but it's a different computer.
Robot.
It's a different computer. But if you say that he's didn't we put you in the AI vault? No, that was my brother. You
like all evil AI is voiced by the same person.
Yeah, no. And they have to call it out too. Like, wait a sec, you sound just like the one we put in there before. I'm not a copy.
Or he says, oh, the thing about that is it's a free download pack when you it's one of those, it's a freeware thing where, yeah, it's like somebody made this years ago and just like everybody just uses it because it's free. This text-to-speech algorithm was made years ago and it works, so everybody just uses it because it's easy. It's actually a mark that the manufacturer was a little cheap.
Like, I would believe that Wayne did that.
Now, see, I can't tell with like Boimler. Is he oblivious to all the ladies want to fuck him, or?
Well, he's probably part oblivious, part just doesn't have the self-esteem that he thinks that he thinks he's assuming that the least sexy version of what they're saying, because he assumes that none of them are into him because he's probably got pretty low self-esteem about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that couldn't be the case. It's like, and so like he doesn't want to be that guy that like, oh, she did this, that must mean she likes me. It's like, and then she comes, and then but so he's taken that to its, but on the other side, they're all very interested in him, and so they've had to escalate it up so that it's like, no, we are interested, and so they have to keep throwing harder and harder pitches to try and get at him, and he's just like, his self-esteem is so low that he just like, eh.
I love the fact that Mariner doesn't even call him on it. She's just like, okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if he ever figured it out, then he might not. He might get away from the Cerritos. So it's like, no, I'll leave it as it is. Like,
okay.
There is the super shipper concept of he knows, but he prefers his friendship with Mariner, so he's like, nah.
So okay, so I'm not like the biggest wine drinker, like at all. Like I don't like wine. It's just gross.
I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah,
But
the other two people on this cast are teetotalers, so
but even I,
Literally teetotaler, because I am totally about tea.
but even I would prefer that the grapes be made into wine than raisins.
I love raisins.
Raisins are disgusting.
I love raisins.
well,
Us,
aren't wine like the kind of grapes you make into raisins are different from the kind of grapes that you make into wine.
Yeah.
yeah, probably.
And
So,
they
well,
even mentioned that in this episode.
I would need to look up something real quick, but I think like they're probably Concord grapes.
Also, does their vineyard even make that much money since you can, literally make it with a replicator?
There's a difference, though. It's kind of like the difference between having an impossible burger and then a regular hamburger. Something that's been manufactured versus something that's been made and tangible.
Uh, ugh. Wait,
And
is
it's
it?
not about the money, remember? They don't use really currency
That's true.
unless when dealing with Ferengi.
Mm-hmm.
What interesting things have you found out on your journey to the internet?
Yeah, it looks like it's a different.
They're different kinds of grapes.
Yeah,
I mean, all you really need to make wine is crush some grapes, make grape juice, and let it sit out for a few months. There you go, wine.
yeah. I was thinking it's a.
Than that, tighten up your voice and then talk and then complain a lot. I don't wanna.
Yeah, I was just thinking
They're
like
fine.
if they were Concord grapes, there is a. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Yeah. It's made like Concord. If they were Concord grapes, it looks like it's not the. I'm not a grape expert by a mile, but it looks like the kind of grapes you would make, the common grapes you'd make raisins out of, are not Concord grapes. That's Concord grape is mostly just juice, and also kosher wine. That was what I was thinking. If they were Concord grapes that you make into raisins, then you could technically make that into wine because kosher wine. Some kosher wines are Concord grapes, but it looks like that's not quite the case. But anyway, yeah. And I'm sure there's also pointing to the thing you said about like why wouldn't you just replicate it? Well, some people do want natural food, and it's also probably easier on the energy grid to just go, okay, well we already have this vineyard, just produce the grapes normally, and we can just have them without having to spend a lot of energy creating them.
Yeah. Although, if Boimler did ever notice those girls,
Especially the ones that are naked.
I need to come get naked with me. No, just go hose off.
But
if he ever recognizes it, would he get a raise in his self-esteem?
But yeah, moving on. Yeah,
I'm sorry, that last one who was complaining about, wanting to get naked and stuff. I just was thinking of Judy.
um, okay, so yeah, they need to get to the um,
It's like I can't pin an old guy. He's so nice.
yeah, that was the thing. It's like he's everybody's grandpa. He even has the caramels. It's like caramels. It's like
I can't do it.
couldn't get there anyway because of this thing. They interfere with all off-planet, transporters. Like, oh, okay, well, that's a bust anyway. But you could send us to Bozeman. It's like, um, which the churros got another reference to churros.
Churros are taking over the world.
Universe.
I think they're just really, really straightforward things to produce. So, like, and now they're coming into vogue. So everybody's like, okay, well, more into vogue. So it's like, okay, well, everybody's doing churros because they're not that hard to do. Like they're essentially straight donuts to a certain extent. I mean, roughly. I know there's slight differences, but they're basically they're from a standpoint of manufacturing. They're basically straight donuts. You just put sugar and cinnamon on, and
I've only had a churro once in my life, and it was not good.
well, I mean, it's probably it wouldn't surprise me if they just used a lot of like funnel cake dough or something. I don't know,
It
but
was really, really hard. Like I could play baseball with it hard.
yeah, um, but it would be something akin to that, I would imagine. But maybe not. Anyway, I've never made churros, so I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of a donut thing, so I can't imagine it's like you have a mix and some water, you mix that together, you get a dough, and then you throw that dough into the fryer, and then boom, roll it in the sugar and spice, and you've got yourself a churro. So they're really probably quite cheap to make, quite easy to make, as long as you have a fryer and the dough mix and some water, you're good. And they also got the hat, that weird hat Cochrane had.
So I wanna go on a ride that sends me to space. I am the captain now.
Not a botanist anymore. I'm a pilot.
I just love watching it out the window, just going boom, 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 boom.
I also
And
love that they did get Steppenwolf for it. Which is the I think it's Steppenwolf was the Magic Carpet Ride. They actually did get the rights to do Magic Carpet Ride on it. It's always interesting whenever they do, like, whenever Star Trek media does that, whether they go back and they get the rights to play Magic Carpet Ride for that. As Star Trek Online, the MMO, has a First Contact Day celebration, and they have a whole little activity you do with that. You can go to Bozeman and like you just make model rockets and send them off. But at the end, like when everybody gets together and they send off the rockets, they play Magic Carpet Ride. So it's like, ah. Always love when they get consistent like that.
And Boimler likes to make interesting notes to his logs.
Yeah, well, he wasn't. I don't think he was ever expecting anybody. Like, it seems like you'd have. This is the sort of thing where you'd have your, like, professional logs, and then you'd have your personal logs. Like, yes, we're going to this place and this place and this place, doing this, this, and this. Here's all the professional things that happened today, and then you talk about your gas in a personal log off to the side. But I suppose nobody's ever really listening to his logs, so he was like, nobody's gonna listen to my logs but me, so I'm not really that worried about it.
Yeah.
um,
But it was so sweet of them to choose that ship as their mating ground. It was very shocking of them. Ugh. Like they're like if somebody combined a jellyfish with a tardigrade.
Cosmozoans get weird.
Wait. Is this not like the only? So these aren't like made up for this episode?
No, that's the general term for any sort of like spacefaring life.
Ah,
Like there's the Gekli and the Snedarians and a few like I don't think this one's shown up before. I could be wrong. I think this one's original, but like other Cosmozoans have shown up in Star Trek before.
ah. One
Um,
second.
but
Taki's still alive. Thought it was. Wait, did they say be right back? I missed it.
I didn't hear her if she did. But
Eh.
anyway, let's see what else was there. Um, let's see.
I'm surprised that ship had enough fuel to actually make it to Cerritos.
That, yeah. Well, it's probably one of those things where they keep enough, like, since the fuel that they probably use is actually quite light, like, having extra on it is not, like, a huge deal. Like, they probably, like, they might overfuel it, like, give it a few, a few trips worth of fuel so that they don't have to keep refueling it every time, especially since it's going up and down. So having a really small, and also having just emergency, so if something happens they can just they can just keep going. Like, goes off, if it goes off course for some reason, it's still got enough that they can bring it back without having to call the
Yeah.
Federation and say, "Hey, Federation, Starfleet, can you could you tow the Phoenix back?"
Yeah, of course. Like if somebody hacked into the system to make it go, of course.
Yeah. Well, they won't want to call them all the time for that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
it's like, let's give them a little extra fuel, so if they need to, if some anomaly happens or something, and they need to, they need to get away from the where they're at, and get off course and get back.
Yeah.
But
Mm,
assuming they just make a short warp jump and a warp jump back, it probably is more annoying to fuel it with the minimum amount each time than to just fuel it for a full, for like a day. They may have reserves on there that last a week, and then just once a week they have to go in there, put the new canister in, done, and now it's refueled for the next week, and they just have that canister refueled with a new the refueled, and then put it right back in next time.
Yeah. Bad news on this episode is Mariner may not have a chance of getting her ass kicked out of the fleet.
Yeah, but like she says that it's Ransom's choice, but he's also got to think, okay, putting somebody within her own command structure in charge of the decision still doesn't really put it out of her hands completely, because like he's got to think about how she's gonna react does uh if he does decide to kick her. Like he might go for more punishments than anything. Like, oh, you did this, okay, well, we're gonna punish you with this.
Yeah. I'm
And
sure so much she wants to quit.
But like, well, I mean, there's ways, and the problem with Mariner is it's really hard to punish her, because like she enjoys a lot of the lower decks hands-on stuff. So getting her unhappy is going to be, okay, you keep doing this, I'm going to put you on paperwork duty. You're going to be writing reports for the next week. I'm going to have you writing reports. What? No, you're going to be sitting there writing reports, the driest, dullest reports I can find. You're going to be doing write-ups of them. You're going to take data and you're going to write it up. And you're going to do it again and again every day for a week. Okay. You don't have to pull the nuclear weapons out here. Because you can't, it's so hard to punish her, because she's just like, okay. They're like, oh, we want to give you the ugliest duty stations on the ship, and it's like, well, she enjoys that. So again, the way to punish her is to promote her. So but
I'd give you a promotion, oh dear God, no. It comes to the pay. I don't care. You'll be in charge of all the people. I still don't care. Every time I have the show or me.
It's all it's all prestige and paperwork afterwards. It's like, oh man, like, yeah, different ones, like the rest of them would be fine with a promotion. Like they would like, Boimler was born for it. It's like, oh, the most boring paperwork and those sorts of decisions, like he was built for that. Like middle management, the guy is made for middle management. But like he's gonna need some severe seasoning before he goes, like, they give him sort of his own ship. Like he's gonna need some serious seasoning so he doesn't freak out. Like middle management guy is gonna be a freaking god of middle management. It's like, oh, you need those reports? Oh, they were done yesterday. What? Yeah, they're in your inbox. What? Oh, okay. Yes, and I optimized the duty roster so that things work more smoothly. It's like, wait, This is 16% more efficient than we were before. What the hell? It's like, yes. I wonder if Doc is muted or whatnot. She can't.
They may have passed out.
Yeah, it's either she fell asleep or something. I don't know. Anyway,
Or they've been trying to talk to us like, I'm here.
but
I'm in the void.
it's muted. Accidentally mutes it and thinks we're being rude. I can't.
Yeah, it wasn't really much to this episode. It was kind of like just tying up loose ends on the season finale of last season.
Yeah, and and sort of setting up. They sort of wrapped up the last cliffhanger, and sort of started this season's thing, which seems to be maybe a Beckett Ransom sort of confrontation. Whether that works out or not, we don't know. That's going to be the rest of it. Until we watch it, we won't know.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Me neither. Now for episode 2. Kidding, I didn't even watch it yet.
No, I haven't either. Anyway, anything else?
Thinking, Doc, come to us. Thinking. I got nothing.
Yeah, I see. Oh, the only other thing is the Cisco's. We got the we did get the Cisco's Cajun cooking, which that was funny because that's a reference to Deep Space Nine because Cisco, I don't know how much Deep Space Nine you've seen. Not a lot, probably.
Nope.
Okay, well, Cisco, who is he starts out as a commander, but then he's later promoted to a captain of Deep Space Nine. His father still lives on Earth and lives in New Orleans, and he runs a restaurant, a Cajun restaurant, and I'm thinking that's where they went, is to that or a branch of it, but probably the real thing. But yeah, it's basically they went to Cisco's restaurant on Earth. Cisco's dad's restaurant on Earth.
Nice.
Oh,
hey, did you leave? But we forgot that you did.
No.
Okay, did you pass out then?
Little dozy.
okay.
Yeah, I
just
figured
kept
as much.
being sad.
Ah.
Also, I rewatched the wrong one.
Oh.
Okay.
That would explain.
I rewatched 2 instead of 1 because I thought we did 1 last week. I forgot.
Yeah, we haven't gotten. This is our first one back to Lower Decks. So,
anyways, would you like to add any notes before we close out?
I don't remember it enough.
okay.
Watch it right now, and we'll rewatch it right now. We'll come back in 30 minutes. Kidding.
Okay. Well,
aside from the fact that Quark is really expanded.
Quark is really expanded.
Wasn't one of the places Quark's?
No, I thought it was Cisco's, wasn't it?
It was Cisco's, but wasn't one of the other places on Earth?
I may have missed it. I watched it once.
I said, it was like weeks ago that I watched it again.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me.
I thought it was that pub they were in I don't know. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, I think definitely we got Cisco's thing, but I don't remember any Quark's thing, but then again whatever.
Did you mention about the kid and his Joyriding.
Yeah. I am the captain now.
Not a botanist, I'm a captain. At least he got over his fear.
Yeah, maybe a little too much then.
Yeah.
The power went to his head. That fear switch flipped off and everything went a little weird for a bit.
The power of Cockrum compels you.
Anyway. Anything else?
No.
Nope.
All right.